going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I am in Capitol Reef National Park and I'm doing the Cathedral Valley Loop Trail. I found this camping spot here. It's on some BLM land, and off in the distance over there is Temple of the Sun and Temple of the Moon, pretty far out. Anyways, today I want to go over this new camper of mine. It's a Tune Outdoor M1 camper on a 3rd gen Tacoma. So normally on this channel I do landscape photography and I do adventuring, out off-roading, and try and find landscape photos that aren't always photographed. But today it's a little bit different. I'm going to do a review of this camper. This review is just a first impressions mostly because I just picked it up a couple days ago. I drove from Southern California to Denver to pick it up. It was an amazing experience. I met up with the team out there and they put it on my truck and everything went really smooth. Tune Outdoors got a really good team of professional employees there. They stayed in contact with me the whole time while the camper was being built to the specs that I ordered. Any questions I had, they responded quickly. So for me, in my experience, this has been a great camper to go with and a great company to go through. So I guess we'll start on the outside of the camper first, and I'll show you a couple things that I've done. And for the most part, I haven't done much to it really. Like I said, I'm out here in Capitol Reef. First time I've ever camped in it. I'm just kind of getting to know it a little bit. As far as driving it so far, I've noticed the weight on it a little bit, but I did upgrade the leaf springs and I did already have a 2.5-inch lift. I have the Archive Garage leaf springs. These are the heavy duty leaf springs on this truck right now. Rated for 600 to 1250, I think is what Archive Garage has. But like I said, I did notice the weight. Nothing too crazy. It caught the wind more than my old rooftop tent. So, but that's to be expected. But overall, not bad at all. I guess I'll stop talking about the trip here and I'll go over the camper because that's probably what you want to see. Let's start over here in this corner right here. So this 10-pound tank comes with the heater. I got the Truma heater with the insulation pack on the inside that comes with the whole heater package. I chose to go with the Truma heater because I don't want to deal with putting together a diesel heater or trying to customize it. I've done that before. I'd rather just have something that's already there, so I'm happy about that. So far as the pricing goes with Tune Outdoor, the base price is about $13,000 to $14,000 for the base. You get the aluminum doors, which I stayed with the aluminum doors. They have the really nice glass doors too, but I chose just aluminum to save on cost and also to have it be a little bit more secure. That was a little bit more priority for me. The whole thing is made out of aluminum and there's T-track everywhere. And that's one of the things that sold me on this camper was the T-track, because I wanted to mount some things on the outside and also on the inside. Now on the top of the camper, I have two 220 watt solar panels. That's also another option. Once again, I didn't want to have to put solar panels up there myself. I wanted them installed. Tune does a really good job at wiring all the solar wire through the top and then down into the camper where you can charge your battery. Okay, so now we're on the driver's side of the M1. So far, I put it in a shower awning here, and then I did mount a shovel here with just some quick fists. So here's an example of what you can do with the T-track. That's gonna work out really well, I think, and then I'll probably put some traction boards right here on this aluminum panel. And that's pretty much it for the driver's side. All right, so here we are on the passenger side, and obviously it's gonna be the same thing on this side, but I did opt for shore power in case I'm somewhere where I can get to a 110 outlet at a campground that might have shore power access. That's actually a pretty affordable accessory or an option for you if you want to have shore power. So let's go over the panels. You'll either have the glass, that's an option, or you have aluminum. Let me show you how these locks work. So with the camper, you'll get 6 keys and they're all keyed the same. and you just quarter turn and then pop that. So it's super smooth and super nice. And then same thing, obviously, to lock it back up, secure. So now we're back around to the back of the camper. As far as the brake light goes, this isn't wired yet. They supply the wiring kit for it, but it's not wired to your brake when you get the camper. So that has to be done afterwards. Let's go ahead and get inside the camper. I'll show you guys around in here. So the handles are also available at Tune as an accessory. And this handle here in this position works great for me because I can use my little step stool, get one step here and then pull myself in. And that's that. Okay, we could start on the driver's side in the back here. I'll show you guys around some of the wiring that's supplied by Tune. They do use the Anderson plugs for this. And this would be for your max air fan. So if you opt for the air fan that's on the roof, this is how you get power to that. There's also a USB-C that comes in on the same route, and that will power your halo lighting. So you'll get this little dimmer switch right here. And so the light's on now. And that's around the entire perimeter. So that's kind of what that looks like. On the ledge up here, I chose to go with a Roam tank. It's a 5-gallon tank. And that way I can take a shower on the outside and do my dishes. And so far, that's worked out great. I was able to do this little project my time here camping. There's 2 mounts for the 5-gallon tank that you can get from Running for Tacos. They actually did a custom mount for the Roam tanks. So that's what I have here. And yeah, I'm super happy about that. That makes a big difference. That uses the space up in that corner right there really well. And it's a good spot for it too, because a lot of times I found that any kind of tank that's mounted to the outside of the vehicle will freeze the water overnight. And I'm usually in places when I'm traveling and when I'm doing camping out of the truck that is cold at night, and I wake up and the lines are all frozen and all that. So this is great. You just have to be careful. I left the shower head on there because if you don't leave the shower head on and you accidentally hit this valve, then you've got water on the inside of the camper. That's the only downside, is that you have to be very careful not to run the water on the inside of the camper accidentally. So as far as the electrical for the Truma heater, if you opt for that, that just comes out here, and then you could run it also on the Anderson plugs, the power pole plugs. Then you just run that to whatever kind of power source you have. If you have a battery or a house battery built into your truck. Plug this in for you guys real quick. This heater has been great, and I've ran it 3 nights so far, and the propane tank still has propane in it. I haven't been too crazy with it, just 68, 69 degrees all night long. All right, so here's the panel. I'm not going to go over all the settings and everything, but basically what I've done the last few nights, my first few uses of it, is I've gone with this little camper icon, and then right now it says off, and then you adjust the dial to whatever temperature that you like, and then you'll just hit that. So Truma heater, really good option. I think if you want to add that to the total cost of your camper, that's a good way to go. So let's go ahead and crank this down to off. So coming around to your battery option, I opted for the battery mount. So that's mounted securely also to the T-track. Notice all the T-track on the inside too is pretty amazing. And then down on the bottom of the mount it has a place for straps to go in. You strap your battery in with those straps on each side. The solar comes in through the passenger side up there, and then runs down this whole side right here on the passenger side, and then comes out here. If you opt for the wiring to the customer battery, they'll wire the solar in so that you can put it to the input of whatever battery that you're using. Now this is another option also. This is Max Air fan that comes with the remote. There's two different options. There's a Max Air fan with just the buttons which are there, and then you can get the one with the remote. If you want to opt for a fan, which I think everybody does in these kind of campers, just keep the condensation down and the airflow, then I would definitely go with the Max Air fan. As far as another accessory or option that Thun offers, this is the Hest mattress, and this thing is amazing. I sleep really well on it. It's nice and probably just the right amount of firmness for me. Slept really well on it so far. Usually it's a little bit different color. The mattress is actually a bluish gray color, but I have this Hest fitted sheet on here, a cooling sheet, which is super nice and just kind of protects the mattress from, you know, all the dirt and grime from camping. So as we come around on the rest of the passenger side, here is another accessory that Thun offers. It's their Molly panel. And this thing so far has been great because I have a spot for my paper towels now, and of course, very important, fire protection. And then Thun also has little accessories too. This is like a gear loop that also fastens in through the T-track. So once again, T-track being utilized everywhere on the Thun M1 camper. All right guys, we're back outside. That's gonna do it for my first impressions video of the Thun Outdoor M1 camper. I think it's a really good option if you're looking for a truck camper. There's a few other ones out on the market, but as far as my needs and the amount of space that you get in here, the T-track, the options for the Truma heater, if you would like, the tank that they have, the mount that they supply, everything for me has been great. I did research probably every truck camper on the market before I settled with Thun Outdoor, and I'm super happy. So far it's been amazing. So if you guys are interested in a truck camper, I would definitely consider going with the Thun M1. If you guys are interested in seeing any of my other videos as far as photography and adventures with the off-roading Tacoma with the M1 on it now, go ahead and subscribe, and that would be awesome. It'd be great to have you guys along. If you enjoyed the video and it was informative on your decision or just seeing the M1 camper, hit the like button. That'd be amazing. And also drop a comment if you guys prefer a different camper, or if you guys have any questions about the M1 camper, then let me know in the comments. Anyhow guys, you can see the sun is setting back here, and I'm gonna go ahead and do some cooking inside of the camper, which is amazing. Coming from a rooftop tent, this is a whole nother experience and a whole nother level of comfort, and being able to stay out here out of the elements. Out of the elements is a big deal sometimes. Bugs is another one that can get to you if you're outside all the time, other than just sleeping in a rooftop tent or a tent. Ultimately, of course, just being here, just being in the outdoors is important, and I believe personally that we all need that. So hopefully I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care. All right, bye-bye.